Hello, it's Lady Lou. I'm the Silver Cinderella. Welcome to my show. I am so delighted that you're here today. We've got a wonderful word. Can't wait to get in. Well, it's actually two words, a little phrase. And hopefully, this will be something that you can take to heart and run with and do something with. But to start off, I wanted to talk to my horses and tell you about them. Back in the day of my youth, I was crazy about horses. I know a lot of girls are. And I was lucky enough to be raised on a farm, and we had horses. A friend of my dad's loaned them to us during the summer. So we always had some horses to ride. And I rode without a bridle, without a saddle. I mean, I was a tomboy. I loved those horses, and they loved me because you can develop a rapport with a horse. They understand. And a lot of people just look at them as this giant animal that they kind of fear because they are so big. But that's okay. They are gentle for the most part. Occasionally, you'll find one that's not so nice, but you don't mess around with them. You just get rid of them, sell them off, or move them away. But I always had good horses, and we had great rapport. And the little guy here, this was one of the first horses I ever bought myself. This was Patus Flit, and it's a horrible name. I never called him Patus. I never called him Flit. I just called him Horse. I mean, I had him for a couple of years and never called him anything but Horse. And, here boy, or whatever. But he was a Palomino. And this girlfriend of mine made this statue for me, this ceramic. And it's always been one of my favorites because that horse was really special until the day he nearly killed. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe it was me, the way I was that day when I got on him. And I was riding bareback. And for some reason, he took off like a shot and headed for the front fence by the road. And he wouldn't stop. I had a hackamore on him instead of a bit, the bridle with the bit. And he wasn't about to stop. And he just kind of went crazy. I don't know what happened to this day. But when it got closer to the fence, I'm thinking, do I jump off or fall off or what do I do next? But it was too late to even think about what to do because he turned just as he got to that fence. And guess who flew over the fence? Me. And there I'm laying in the dirt, wondering what happened. And he's wandering off someplace. He didn't give a darn. But oh my God, I was hurt. I think it sprung some ribs. It didn't break them. And a neighbor saw it happen and came and picked me up and took me over to some friends, and they took me to a chiropractor, and he popped my back and popped my ribs, and I was back to normal within a couple of days. Had a big bruise on the inside of my right leg because as I flipped over the fence, there was a fence post right there, and my knee caught it as it flipped me over. So that was one of the adventures with horses. And this pretty thing, a friend gave me years and years and years ago. I just adore it because I love horses. So maybe you do too and have special memories of horses that you've had. So let's get into our word. The phrase this time is two words. Someday I'll. Have you ever vacationed on Someday I'll? A lot of us do. And I know you're wondering, what is Someday I'll? Well, it's not an island. It's the word I apostrophe LL. And it means someday I'll get around to it. I think we've all done that. So that's called vacationing on Someday I'll. And I try to avoid that aisle because it doesn't serve me and it won't serve you either, unless you've got a real problem and you just need to back off from the world. And then it's a good thing. Some days we just need to back off from the world and go molt in that someday I'll place. But for the most part, it's a procrastination, it's fear, it's uncertainty, it's doubt, it's second guessing yourself. There's all kinds of things that can cause us to retreat to Someday I'll. And I don't know why some people stay there, but they do, because they don't have someone to motivate them, or they don't have a person in their life who cares enough to help them. And that can happen. It's very unfortunate. But I've always had people in my life who cared enough that they would give me a reason to get off of that island and get back to the reality of life. In fact, the friend just this morning told me that she was going to call me at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it's now 4:48. I've got a few minutes left before she calls me, because she's wanting me to have my videos done. And I've been procrastinating. I was sitting out there on Someday I'll thinking somebody else will do them for me or whatever. It didn't happen, as you can imagine, because I'm the only one that can do my videos. So maybe you're the only one who can do your work, whatever that work might be. And it might be creative. It might be a fun thing. It might be one of your talents that you put to use. But you're sitting around on Someday I'll and thinking, I'll get around to it. Round to it, that's another phrase. I used to have little buttons that I found at a defunct button shop years ago as a factory. And I wrote on them, to it, round to it, because we don't always get around to it either while we're sitting on Someday I'll. So know that you're the one who has to buck up and do it. And I have bucked up and done my videos. This is my 4th video today. They are recorded and then I put them up on my YouTube channel. And video number 3 has disappeared. I don't know what I did to lose it, but I'm going to get to do it all over again. So this is really number 3, but it's number 4 in actuality, because number 3 is going to have to be redone, which did not make me happy. But something I did here on the computer caused it to disappear. And I've looked everywhere, every nook and cranny on this computer, and it's flat gone. So I will buck up and I will redo that video. But I won't be able to do it before 5 o'clock tonight when my girlfriend calls, because she's holding my feet to the fire. I needed that, because I've spent the whole Christmas vacation thinking, oh, someday I'll get around to doing those videos. And did I do it? No. But once I got started, I got excited. And I thought, wow, this is fun. I love doing videos, and I love helping people, and I love talking about things, just whatever comes to mind. Because I can wing it with the best of them, and I bet you are the same way. So have you ever thought of having a show, a video show, a podcast? With podcasts by themselves, you don't have to get dressed. But I love the video too. So all my shows are going to be both a video and a podcast for the audio only. So if you like to watch people, come to YouTube and just type in Silver Cinderella and you'll find my YouTube channel. And please subscribe while you're there, and tell your girlfriends and your gentleman friends that there's a weird lady over there sitting around in a white boa that thinks she's fun. And I do, because I want you to have fun too. So if I can act silly and crazy and help you to do the same, it's a good thing. Because if we're so straight-laced and so just unhappy, or we don't have a project, or we don't have a goal in life, there's nothing. That's not living. It's just nothingness. Like when I spent 12 months in the house after my husband died. Nothingness, absolute nothingness. And that's not living. So get off of that Someday I'll and find what it is that you love to do. And we talked about that in the previous video. Get your talents revved up. Get your parents or your children or your grandkids, have them help you to know what you're good at. I once asked a bunch of my friends in an email, you know me well enough, can you tell me what it is you think I'm good at? And some of the things they wrote were weird, because I already knew that. But sometimes we discount things that we do well or that's easy for us. We don't think it's a talent. It's just something I do. I didn't think it was anything special. And they thought it was something special. It was an eye opener for me. And maybe if you did the same with your friends, do it with your friends. It's easier with friends because sometimes your family will try to protect you and, not really give you the truth because they don't want you to get hurt by venturing out. Well, we got to venture out. We never accomplish anything until we venture out and test the waters, get our toes wet, jump in head first, just dive in. And I know all of us have that talent because we've had to dive in a few times, and not always was it pleasant, but we got through it. We muddled through it sometimes, and sometimes we breezed through it, but we got through it. And I know you have that too, because I've done it, and I know you've done it, and I know you've seen other people do it. So let's do it together. Come join me on my show. Just find things that help you. There's other shows on YouTube. There's all kinds of stuff there. If you want to learn something new, it's amazing. Just type in the search bar what it is you want to learn. Maybe it's how to write songs, how to play the guitar, or it could be how to sew, how to do this, or how to make ceramics. And they tell you exactly how to do it. You don't know the many times my nephew has gone on the YouTube to find things that will help him fix the tractor. He had a fuel problem one time, and he went to YouTube and typed in the name of our little tractor, and there it was. Somebody was doing a video on how to clean out the fuel line so that the tractor would run again. So it's just amazing what you'll find on YouTube if you take the time. And one of my favorite things to find on YouTube is music, soothing music. I particularly like 528 hertz because it soothes the body, the mind, and the soul. So just go over to YouTube and type in 528 hertz music, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up. And you can put that on in the background while you're doing your work, while you're on the computer, even. You can let that music play in the background, and it will just even out your whole body, your mind, your soul, and give you that peace that you didn't maybe have. You were ruffled or anxious or frustrated or something about. And music can help. A lot of us don't realize how music can help. But that's one of my favorite things to do is just to turn it on in the background while I'm typing or while I'm working on the computer. Even sometimes while I'm cooking, I can turn it up loud enough that I can hear it in the kitchen while I'm cooking. So figure out ways to help yourself so that you don't live on someday aisle. And then let me know. Make a comment on YouTube. And the videos will be on the Facebook group, Silver Cinderella hyphen senior lifestyles. So you can see them over there and you can comment over there because you have to be a member of Gmail, Google, to be able to comment on YouTube. And it's free. There's a little thing there that shows you how to open a Gmail account. And then you can type and comment and share and like and all that good stuff when you're on YouTube. But it's a minor thing to do. And like I say, it's free. But anyway, I want to know what it is that you've done when you got off of your someday aisle, because I know it'll help other people to see, oh, somebody got there and did that and took the steps necessary and are now on a journey. The journey is never over. It's always an ongoing journey. Sometimes it'll take different routes. It'll go left one day and the next day it'll go right, and different ways like that so that you keep interested. Because if life isn't interesting, who wants it? I want my life to be fun and interesting and helping others and challenging. I love challenges. Not too big now, but challenges are what makes us stronger. Anyway, I love you all, and I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you'll watch again and again. So I'll see you on down the road. Bye for now.